This is Beer 30 Sports O'Clock. Oh, a little bit of a mess. Not too crazy, you know? Oh, and this beer's episode is Mountain Fork Brewery's Sneaky Snake. And those of you following sports probably know why I got this because it's so fitting because the madness of March is here, and there were some teams that snuck in with a sneaky ass where they shouldn't have been. But listen, it's a Belgian style golden ale, 8.9%. Yikes! It is based out of Chalktown, Oklahoma. So shout out to our neighbors up in the north. It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It's a pretty good Belgian style ale. I would say that it's on the stronger side, obviously with the 8.9. It's not crazy, but it's not for the faint of heart. I will say that. And of course, you know, if you watch the show, where I got this from and where I get all these beers from. My favorite place to shop for beer is Total Wine. So shout out to Total Wine, where you can get kegs, 6 packs, 12 packs, party packs, tasters, 6 random beer singles. You can get all the beer that you want, especially at Total Wine. So shout out to Total Wine. Speaking of shout out to my boys. Have you seen my boys? Shippy and Grooves. If not, you should. They are a great combo. They do a bunch of great commentary. It's hilarious. If you don't know, you should. But they do a lot of great commentary, funny commentary on all the trending topics that's going on, whether it's sports, whether it's their own just trending topics with the news, and they give it their own spin and they tell you, you know, the funny, honest truth. You know what I'm saying? So you need to watch them, and if you haven't yet, you need to go subscribe to Sunset Lounge, where you can find Shippy and Groups and all the great crew on Sunset Lounge, only on Sunset Lounge, and it's free. So download it today and listen to Shippy and Groups. Now, news you can booze to. Easy to booze to. All right, so the brackets are coming. The brackets are coming. Listen, March Madness for men's brackets and women's brackets are complete. I did a separate segment, a separate show basically, with a guest for women's brackets because y'all know how much I love women's college basketball. Juju's my baby. I love what it's doing for women in sports or women in sports and everything like that. I think that, 8.9 getting me. But I had a separate segment for women's bracket, and we just talked pretty much for like an hour about college basketball, women in sports. It was a great conversation. So subscribe and you'll get to see all that. But anyway, all of the madness that is going on with the brackets, I'm not gonna lie, I'm here for it. I'm here for it all. Okay, who's supposed to get in? Who wasn't supposed to get in? All this other stuff. There were some upsets. I get it. There were some upsets and there were some teams that feel like they got slighted, like they do every year. But UNC making it over Indiana is absolutely egregious. It is the sneakiest of sneaky snakes that could have slithered their motherfucking way into the March Madness. But listen, usually these things iron themselves out. You don't have to worry about seeing Duke and North Carolina again for some time. One, they're not in the same bracket. Two, they're not in the same side of the bracket. Two, they won't. I don't believe UNC will make it out of the gauntlet that they have to play in on that side of the bracket. One, because, listen, they are 1-12 against the teams that they have faced that are in the bracket. So I don't believe that they'll make it out of this gauntlet. I don't believe it. Do I think they got a fair shot? Sure, why not? I don't, it is what it is. I was going to go through all the brackets and all that stuff like that. But to be honest, y'all just want to know what I think about the AD who claims he stepped out. Do I believe it? Yes, I do believe it. I do. I do believe he stepped out when they started the conversation about UNC. Now, do I also believe that he had conversations during other, but they lost to UNC, or UNC played them well, and he put in his 2 cents about the alma mater and his program? Yes, I do believe that he talked to everybody during the other conversations about UNC, about, they played them well, if you remember. It's of course he did. That's what he is the AD for. Now, Bubba, we get it. You stepped out when it was time for them to deliberate against about UNC and things like that. But while they were deliberating about the Dukes, about the Texases, the Colorado States, the Memphis, the other teams that seemed more deserving, I'm sure you threw in some tidbits about UNC. Otherwise, I feel like they wouldn't have made it. I just, listen, UNC should not have gotten their sneaky ass in there. Indiana should have. Now, granted, there are some people that say, well, UNC has history. They got the benefit of the doubt because they're almost like Alabama in football and blah, 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 blah. Listen, UNC hasn't been that great the past decade. And Indiana, if we want to talk history, Hoosiers, are we really talking history as far as college basketball? But anyway, I digress. It is what it is. Like I said, they're 1-12 against teams that made the brackets, that made it to the madness. With all that said, you don't care about all that. You just care who I picked to win or make deep runs, right? That's all you care about. You want to make money off me, you greedy whores. But listen, I'm not mad at you because I'm picking winners. We did Bet a Beer, Bet the House, and I think I shot off the hip about 70%. I was rusty, but 70% is pretty fucking solid. Which, by the way, is going to be earlier in the week. So we're going to get even more picks and even more wins. So just ride with me. Because basketball, even though they don't do the fucking spreads very much, I'm pretty good on picking the money lines. Obviously, for some reasons, there are like blowouts that are going to happen and stuff like that. But there are some teams that I'll pick, like the Cleveland and Memphis game. Told you to watch that one. Things like that. Pay attention. Denver and Lakers. Told you. So anyway, back to the March Madness bracket. We're not getting sidetracked anymore. Who I have winning it all or who will be in the championship is very simple. Very, 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 very simple. Auburn and Houston. Listen, I get it. I totally get it. Auburn lost to Alabama, which they're not in the same side of the bracket. Let's look at the paper. Auburn, Alabama, nowhere to be seen. You know why? Because Alabama is on the other side. Ranked number 5. I know they're ranked number 5 because I do have them winning their first game. Where are they? Where'd they go? Jesus. They are ranked number 5. I know I'm not tripping. Oh, I lost them. There they go. Sorry. They're ranked number 2 on the other side with Houston, with Duke. I'm sorry, Oregon was ranked number 5. But anyway, they're number 2. They're 5 in women's. I just talked about women's. But anyway, I don't think that Auburn's kryptonite is in their bracket. I don't. I think they'll make the Final Four, coasting through. Not necessarily coasting through, but I don't really see them having a big challenge until they have to see maybe Michigan, maybe A&M. I don't really see a big challenge for them on their side of the bracket. I just don't. I don't see it, and I don't. Now, for Houston, I know some people are going to be like, "Well, you're not high on Tennessee." Yeah, but they won't see Tennessee until the end. You're not high on Kentucky? No. You're not high on Purdue? No. Listen, Houston and Auburn literally have the landslide to collide into each other. I'm here for it. I really like Auburn. I like Auburn's chances. I just think Houston may have the experience over them, so I have them winning the whole thing. Yes, I know. I have them winning the whole thing. Now, what I will say along the way, there is some money to be made. Look out for Creighton. Creighton is going to upset some people's brackets and upset some people a lot. So just look for them to make a deep run. Look for Memphis versus Drake. I smell an upset. I smell it. I smell it. I smell it. Listen, Drake plays they play really good basketball. Memphis, they hype. They just won the championship in their conference. They're high, Penny is on cloud 9, things like that. Look for Drake to give them all the smoke. Don't be surprised if there's an upset. When the spread comes out for it, take Drake. I don't care. I don't even care. Unless it's like unless it's like 20 points, take Drake. I think Drake will walk off winning that game. But I have Drake on the upset alert for Memphis. Arkansas versus Kansas. I actually have Arkansas winning that as the underdog. And they're not much of an underdog versus Kansas, which, you know what I'm saying, with Calipari. Like, they're not much of an upset, I think, anyway, because that's not much of an upset. 10-7, they're not much of an upset. But I have Arkansas winning that game, and I just want people to be on the lookout for that game because I think Arkansas is going to give Kansas all the work they can. Excuse me, and they're going to give St. John's, who will be the next opponent when they win, all the work. They will not win, but they will give them all the work. Now, speaking of Alabama. Look at Alabama versus Vanderbilt in the next round, the second round. Now, I know they don't play each other they play each other the second round. Because Alabama has a push. I don't want to say pushover, but they have Robert Morris, and then Vanderbilt has St. Mary's. And everybody is a little higher than I like on St. Mary's, and I don't know why. I haven't seen it. Vanderbilt, battle-tested, gone through the SEC, has played great teams. Listen, I'm big on SEC this year for college basketball. College basketball only. Only. Fuck their football. But anyway, so I just feel like, they want all the smoke. I feel like Vandy is going to give them boys a problem next round. I also think Liberty is going to beat Oregon. They want all the smoke too. And Liberty's playing really good basketball. So just pay attention. Do what you will with those picks, but don't say I didn't tell you. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying. Moving on to the NBA. Did you know that SGA is on a Michael Jordan-esque run? Averaging 30 points on 50% field goal percentage going on 3 years? That is insane. He's got to win a championship now. He's got to. He's being put up there and everybody's losing their mind. But it's facts. This is his third year averaging 30 points on 50% field goal percentage shooting. I'm sorry. It's only been done in the 80s. And we see what happened to that man. So do I think SGA is Jordan-esque? Let's pump the brakes a little bit. Let's win some championships. But even Jordan needed some help to win. I think this OKC team has the help for SGA to get up in that conversation. But it's hard to win multiples back to back, as Boston is seeing, LeBron has seen, San Antonio like it's some teams that can win back to backs and things like that. Mavericks, Lakers. It's very hard to do nowadays. It's very hard. It's very hard to get back in that upper echelon. But I just got to give tip of the cap. Cheers to SGA, because it has been a long time since we have seen anything like that. And meanwhile, OKC clinched. Cleveland has already clinched. We talked about that last week. Cleveland's on a 15-game winning streak or 16-game winning streak before they lost. And then OKC just continues to dominate in the West. And I don't see anyone catching them for the number one seed anytime soon, obviously. But it's just like crazy to see. LA and Luka are doing good. They're in the number 2 or number 3 seed right now as it sits, because they keep losing to fucking Denver. I told y'all, better be here, bet the house. But they're making some noise. They look like they're still adjusting and adapting. LeBron's been hurt. Luka got hurt. Then, just different, back and forth. Now Luka's playing. LeBron's still out. Listen, that 40-year-old body, man, it's starting to catch up. And I think, like, this might be the second to last year. Just saying, I think retirement years next year. I think he's going to do a fucking retirement tour, kind of like Kobe did. And, it is what it is. Meanwhile, their, I won't say counterpart, their trade partner, the Mavs have hit rock bottom. And I say that with the utmost respect, but absolute rock bottom they have hit. They are so injured. And I saw somewhere that they could possibly have to forfeit games due to salary cap and injuries and available players. Like, wow. I don't know how true it is or how untrue it is, but like, you can see that they are injured. There's a lot of players that are not playing. It's just bad right now in Dallas. They have literally, and they're talking about raising prices on season tickets. And, oh, Lord have mercy. Who is the PR man? I don't know why the PR man keeps putting these stories out, but he's trying to build, like, it's almost like he's trying to burn them down and then bring them from the ashes or something. Bruh, stop. Put out the fire. The ashes need to be able to be risen from, because it's crazy. And in NFL news, because the NFL cannot stay out of the fucking news, because the free agency has been the absolute most craziest shit going on. Jamar Chase is now the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. He told y'all he would, and he did. But meanwhile, the Bengals figured out a way to not only pay him and give him the bag, they gave T. Higgins the bag. They finally paid my man T. Higgins. He got $115 million over 3 years, while Jamar got $161. Let me double check that, because I don't want to tell you the wrong number. He got $161. Jamar Chase contract, of course. That's like the first thing that pops up. 161 million. Yeah. See, I wasn't tripping. 161 for 4 years. So he is the highest paid non-quarterback in the league, NFL history. Whew. Listen, I'm happy for them. But their offense wasn't the problem. Their defense is. Their defense has been the problem. Their offensive line has been the problem. Do I think this makes them better? No. Do I think this makes them a little bit more of a weapon that you don't want to face? When you don't want to bring a knife to a gunfight kind of situation? Sure, absolutely. I'm seeing everywhere, NFL Network, CBS, ESPN, all that good shit that they're not looking at. They're not looking at offense for the draft. They're drafting nothing but defense. They better not miss because you're terrible on defense. You haven't made any coaching changes on that side, and you're constantly shopping Trey like Hendrickson like it's like he's not one of your best defensive players. So I don't I mean I get it, but I don't understand it. Yes, you had to lock up your guys. Yeah, you had to. You had to keep your quarterback happy because your quarterback, when he's happy, he's throwing 4,900 yards a fucking game, 4,900 yards a season. He's throwing 40 touchdowns and like 9 interceptions. So yeah, you got to keep him fucking happy. Meanwhile, Jamar Chase is number one receiver in the league with yards and I believe touchdowns. So you got to keep them happy, right? You got to sell the tickets. But you also want to win some championships. Defense wins championships. So I don't know. There's been talk that Trey Hendrickson is going to work it out with them. And if he does, then the Bengals really might have won the offseason. If they draft right. They didn't pick up anybody worth talking about in the offseason as far as like free agency. But if they draft right, they might win this offseason because they didn't lose their stars and they're building depth around their stars at a cheap price to keep their stars. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. You know, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. You got to do something about that offensive line. You got to do something about that defensive line. You got to do something about that defense in general, period. Now, before we get to the beer goggles of the week, isn't it time for you to get a bag from your daily fantasy app? Well, with Better, you can. With better plays and better pays, you have to download Better today and use code BEER30. If you want a chance at all at the bag, you have to download Better because they got all the better plays and all the better pays for your daily fantasy heart can handle. So download Better today and use code BEER30. Now, it's time for the beer goggles of the week. All right, so there were so many beer goggles that I had to narrow this. Like, this is the first time I had to consolidate these wild ass. I don't know. It's crazy. First up though is Creighton. I don't know. I don't really understand what was going on.
The Creighton Blue Jays are heading to the Big East Tournament Championship game as Neal jams it down, and now Diarra.
So I know you're seeing the score. It's 69-62 at that time. Like, why are you dunking and not just pulling up and chilling? You giving them 1.5. Granted, they can't win. They can't come back and win the game, but I mean, come on, man. There's no need. There's no need for this. And I don't know. I'm just curious as to what, obviously it started a fight, and stuff like that. It didn't throw fists, but it was just, it was some yelling and finger pointing, whatever. But this celebration is crazy.
And Benny Casilla scores as well. That's a 3.
Yes, if you were paying attention, because sometimes y'all don't pay attention. He snorted the white line of the base. Sir, you are in Michigan. You are a college kid. And what the fuck? Wild. Absolute the wildest celebration I think of. That's wild. More wild than Tyreek Hill and his arrest me celebration. What in the entire fuck? Crazy. Drug test immediately because what the hell is he doing? Next up, UNC, what the hell were you doing?
The junior from Orlando with a second chance to tie it at 72. Oh, no. A whistle, that won't. Oh, no. And North Carolina moving there in the lane.
Dalen Withers tried to fake. And it's a lane violation.
Withers with the violation, he moved. And despite the make, which would have tied it, they wave it off.
My God, what are you doing? What are you doing? I don't even understand what the logic was. Like, I don't understand what the logic was. And to me, it just looked bad all the way around. The logic was bad. Adams is always fighting, bro. Like, I feel like Adams needs to chill, but this is a drunk brawl if I've ever seen one.
Really turning the corner with authority. Ooh, Phoenix turning the corner. Jalen Green just turned around, knocked it down, and now Plumlee and Adams get locked up with one another. That's the last guy you want. He takes him down. And Plumlee ends up on top of Steven Adams. It's like a sumo wrestling match out there.
They're still locked up.
Yeah, they are still locked up.
Shaking up, those two going at it, and Steven turns. You see that arm locked, and Steven says, I can lock my arms. Let me go. Get off me. Now I'm not letting you off. And there goes the bear hug. And
after review, the ruling on the play is double technical fouls. Both Plumlee and Adams have been ejected.
Yo, like, Adams wasn't even surprised. Like, oh, me? Bruh, what? Yo, Adams is wild as fuck for that. That thud was, I thought that thud was crazy. I thought somebody's head, like, that was, whoo. And, listen, from all the craziness going on with TNT and ESPN and all that stuff, like, Shaq, come on, man. You ain't even watching the games?
I will be interested. You said something very interesting about Cade Cunningham. Great player now at this stage. He plays at his own pace. Anybody that can consistently play at their own pace and put up numbers is a great player. I like the way he's playing. I like what Chauncey is doing. Those guys play hard. My favorite player on that team is Isaiah Stewart. Big body, hard guy. Like to knock people out, push people around.
No, I can't let this go. Like who? Who's doing it? You said Chauncey?
Chauncey's the coach, right?
Okay.
Portland.
No.
Chauncey, he coaches.
I was like, I can't let this go.
JB Bickerstaff.
Yeah, Bickerstaff. That's what I mean. Hey, you know, first of all, I don't watch Detroit. How about that, boo-boo? I don't watch him.
So let that go.
I messed up.
I
made a mistake.
For the trail,
what you freaking do?
I mean this sincerely. I think you would enjoy watching the Detroit Pistons.
I don't really get
They
to watch
play
them.
hard.
No,
Cade is phenomenal. Jalen Duren's your kind of big.
Love Cade. I love Isaiah Stewart.
You don't even watch them? What do you mean you don't even watch the hell? I watch them and I don't even, that's not even my job yet. Like, what are you, Shaq. Come on, dog. Shaq, we believe in you. Man. Meanwhile, on ESPN side, well, it's not ESPN, but on ESPN side, Stephen A. Fam is fucking hilarious.
I got fired on Friday.
You got fired?
Yeah.
What do you mean you got fired?
Well, I went to work.
What'd you do?
I went to work. I was drinking on the job, celebrating my my contract. And how much you get? 5 years, $50 million? Was it 5 years, $50 million? Because I know you don't think the whole $100 million is yours.
First of all, only a fool discusses their money.
Oh, it's out there.
Secondly, it ain't nearly as it ain't as much as the reports say. Number
I know, 'cause
two,
I got
here's
half.
my question. Here's my question. No, you don't have half. What the hell? You ain't my wife. I ain't married you. We ain't getting divorced. You ain't getting half. Who the hell told you that? That's number one.
I'm not your wife.
What?
You meet your wife when you're an adult. We've been together since. I'm sandbox over here. Now, what were you saying? First of all, Friday, your nephew Jace came and woke me up talking about we rich. I'm like, we? I know me and your uncle rich, but why you saying that? He the one that let me know that we signed the contract. Because my son spends most of his time with his mother. I be with you, making sure you right. Griff, cut to the pictures, because I don't think he's understanding where I'm coming from. I've been around since day one. Look at me. That's me. Last time I graduated, by the way, but it don't matter. Don't nobody got these pics but me. Show him another one. Let me see smooth Stephen A. Look at Steve. Nas hairline. Look, I'm raising your value. They don't know you got this type of stuff. All white, slick. I was there for that.
Yo, I ain't gonna hold you. He need to give him like his own little thing. Like he need to just give him his flowers, because that is funny as hell. Oh my God, that was good. All right. And that was Beer Goggles of the Week. 8.9 is kicking. But now, it's time for the 6-pack of the week. And this play for Big Ten basketball will live in infamy, because this is greatness. The cojones on this fucking play.
Don't let Donaldson get it back now if he throws it in. There they go. Get it in. Donaldson, 90 seconds, 2 seconds. Donaldson at the buzzer. He wins it. 1 second left. Less than one. You can't let him get it back.
You called it, Raph.
Trey Donaldson goes end to end to put Michigan in front.
And he was the only guy on the court that could do that for Michigan.
Absolutely. What a great call from the bench. The blow-by. The ability around the rim. Goodness. He started great. And boy, he is finishing super here. They're going to add time. 0.3 of a second. It was at 0.1. It's now at 0.4. Put Grant Hill in. That's all they're going to have to do is...
Yeah.
What? How? What? Like that? I'm speechless, because I have yet. If he'd have pulled up from half court, that's kind of like, all right, it's expected. This man drove the whole court to win the game. The cojones. Anyway, SGA's got to make the 6-pack of the week, because SGA is just shaking and baking, baby. Shaking and baking against one of the best defensive teams in the league.
Brown trying to stick with SGA. He rocked him that time and finished at the rim.
Wow. Wow is correct. Wow. He shook him. No doubt about it, he shook him. Jesus Christ, man. Speaking of shaking, though, man, Jordan Clarkson, I didn't know you had these moves.
I'm ready. Here we go. JC spins between the legs. Only Clarkson can manufacture that type of play. And KJ's, I think, in a wow mode himself, going, really?
Yeah.
That just happened?
Oh, that was just smooth.
Between the legs of AJ Lawson.
Brother, where has this been? I don't watch very much Utah, I'm not going to lie, but motherfucker, where has this been? Oh, Jesus. And this goalie needs a raise.
Yusinitov, another look, cross-ice, Lorelei! Oh, my!
And it goes through the seam, and he's able to get across and rip it out of the air. And This is just acrobatic awareness. He knows what to do. And you see the reaction from Lauko. And a little smile, a little look, because he knew. I mean, this brought everybody to their feet. So
we're not worthy. We're not worthy. That motherfucker robbed him. Holy shit, that motherfucker robbed him. This buzzer beater though is a robbery as well, because I don't understand how he did this.
Out for Edwards. 5 to shoot. 5 in the game. Edwards, no foul. Missed it. Rebound on Parra. Oh, a bird. No! He hit it. No! He hit it.
And this is why March is so great. This is why. What was he doing? Go down. Just honestly, that should have been on Beer Guys, because I don't know who the fuck he was passing to, but that was amazing. That was amazing. And last but not least, my man Halliburton. Holly is back, making history.
Pacers down 3. Halliburton's got the ball. Halliburton rises up. Oh my goodness! Tyrese Halliburton hits a 3 and is fouled.
You have got to be kidding me.
I don't even know what to say to that. Like, what the fuck? That's so crazy. That was so crazy. And everybody who was like, oh, he didn't foul him, blah, blah, blah. Listen, you got to, in today's NBA, you got to give the shooter space to land. And they did not give him space to land. And my God, man. My God. So, listen, there was not... Anyway, that was the six-pack of the week. There will be no conversations at the keg this episode. I apologize. But due to our special guest and due to the greatness of our conversation that we had as far as March Madness and the women's brackets and everything like that, I'm tired, boss. I'm tired. No. But realistically speaking, the only thing I really had to say about the conversation at the keg was really about the madness that ensues for March Madness. Everyone is upset. Everyone gets upset about where they bracket, if they're not the number one or if they didn't get in or things like that. And what I will say is that it's not a perfect system. Whenever you add human intellect or human emotion and things like that, there's never a perfect system. What I will say is that this is going to make for a great tournament. Women's tournament, it's anybody's game for about 8 teams, 6 to 8 teams. And for men's, it's about 6 to 8 teams as well. It's going to make for some great basketball. Let's just bask in it. Let's just live in it. Let's just breathe in it. Let's just drink in it. And that's all for Conversations at the Keg, because this is, it's short, baby. We don't need much. Thank you for watching. For those of you that are bracket, busters or bracket winners and things like that, I am challenging you. That's right. I'm challenging you to win my bracket, the Beer 30 bracket. I am putting out a bracket, sending out the link to all those who subscribe and watch, and those who watch the next episode that you have to subscribe for. Those that watch Better Beer, Bet the House, those that just randomly hit me up on Instagram and TikTok and things like that. I'm sending those brackets out to you. Winner, if you're old enough, gets a case or 12-pack of their choice of beer, their favorite kind of beer, or their favorite kind of hard seltzer for the non-beer drinking women that follow me, and for the the ones that don't drink beer. But anyway, If you win the bracket and you're not of age, I will just give you the money. What you do with that money is your choice. But those of you that win, got to be 21. Actually, let's make it 21 and up. 21 and up. If you win, you get a case, a 12-pack of beer, hard seltzer, if you don't drink beer, 12-pack as well. So win my bracket. It's free to enter. Free to enter. And you might win. You might win a case. If not, you lost nothing. Join. I will put the link in the description. Thank you all for watching. This is Beer 30, Sports O'Clock, and this is a sneaky snake.
This is a Stolen Water Media production.